97, 98, 99 barrels of wine. Oh, hey, it's me, Ciscoe Morris. Here's what's coming up on Gardening with Ciscoe. Foolproof amaryllis tricks for perfect holiday blooms. Get out your rake and your bulbs. We've got 5 must-do fall chores. We're cooking up something really special for the holidays, and it looks like ivy. It climbs like ivy, but it's not exactly ivy. Meet our latest plant pick. Plus, we visit a well-known Seattle building that used to be a brewery, but now makes fine Washington wine. All this is coming up right now on Gardening with Ciscoe. Hi, I'm Ciscoe Morris.
And I'm Meeghan Black. Welcome to Gardening. That's right, Gardening with Ciscoe. But we are not in the garden today, but I am excited where we are.
Yeah, we're at the old Rainier Brewery. Is this cool or what? You know, they don't make beer anymore, but they do make wine. And I didn't make any crushes, so we brought the show here because city people need wine too.
And you know, grapes, garden, what happens to them afterwards? There's justification for us to be here. But before we go in and show you around inside, there is a plant that you need to get going right now if you want to have it bloom in time for, shall I say it, the holidays. Okay, so the Christmas stuff has been in the store since August. I figured early November, it's time to start planting for it, right?
Yeah.
I may be a little late according to the retail part of it, but look at this beauty. Isn't that huge? This one is called Red Lion.
Wow.
I am a traditionalist. I like my poinsettias and my amaryllis just dark red.
Oh, I love the red ones.
It just screams holiday.
You know where these grow naturally in nature?
Mexico.
South
America. Oh, South Africa.
South
okay.
Africa, yeah.
I'm trying to think, where have you been? Yes.
Yes.
And when I went to go pick it out, they suggested I buy one with these roots. Even though these aren't going to be the roots that live, it helps anchor it in your pot.
Oh,
so it'll
that's
keep
a good
it stable.
idea.
So, because I was going to get one with just some wimpy ones. She goes, no, get these. So it's really so easy. If you do it now, you're going to thank yourself by the time the holidays come along because you'll finally have blossoms.
Yeah.
So a little bit of soil.
Yep.
In a pot that drains.
Yeah.
Gonna dig a little hole for the roots to nestle them in there so they can be anchored in.
And we want 1/3 of it to be out of the soil. So we're just gonna fill in around it now. Yeah, that's the way I like these, nice and tight in the pot. Because really, most people aren't gonna try and save this and get it to bloom next year. You know, I've done it a few times, but
and
it's a lot of work.
You don't keep doing it.
Yeah.
So
you
you
hit
want
it on the head with that one right there.
Is that good enough, you think?
Yeah, I think that's about perfect.
I noticed one thing is we didn't do any fertilizer.
No, because we'll water this, keep it in the sunniest spot you got.
Okay.
And then when you see new growth start, and what you should see is a big flower bud just appear right on the top.
Yes.
Then you could give it about 1/4 strength Miracle Grow.
Okay, so fertilize after it starts to come out.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. I tell you, it's that easy, and it will be that gorgeous by the time the holidays. I can't tell you how many Valentine's amaryllis I have had.
Oh, they're so wonderful. Now, there's one thing. If you do this for like grandma or something, then you better have a stake ready or 5 guys to hold the flower. By the time Christmas got flowers this tall, and you're trying to keep from falling out of the pot.
So the whole point being you don't want one for Valentine's Day. We planted it early enough for Christmas.
For Valentine's Day?
That one went right over your head, dude.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Anyway, start it now, and you're almost guaranteed to have it blooming by the holidays.
At least by Valentine's Day. Here's an amaryllis factoid for you here. Well, where they grow in their native haunts in South Africa, they actually are called naked lady because the flower comes up before any leaves. That's true now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's almost TMI, my friend. Too much information. Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from Bartholomew's Winery here in South Seattle. Look what I got.
Oh, no.
Smelling good.
Boy, you know they get their grapes from Snipes Mountain, Horse Heaven Hills, and Columbia Valleys. Oh, good grapes.
Smells so good.
Hey, work before pleasure, buddy. Right now, we got to tell people what chores to be doing in fall.
We have 4 things you need to do when the leaves start falling. Just make it a habit. When the leaves are on the ground, do these fall jobs, then you'll add beauty, keep plants healthy, even save money. If you have an irrigation system, this job is the most important fall task to take on. Water expands when it freezes. If your sprinkler system is full of water during a hard freeze, it could rip itself apart. The way to prevent that is to purge water out of the system with pressurized air before winter sets in.
It's pretty important just because you can get away with not doing it, but the expense that you will incur should things fail or certain parts of your system break is going to be much greater than it's going to cost to have somebody come and blow your system down.
It'll cost you around $150 to have a professional do this if you have an average size system. What does it cost to fix an irrigation system ruined by ice?
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Once you've put the sprinklers to bed, time to get the lawn ready for winter.
Couple of important things. One, mow it short. Mow it at least a third, if not 2/3 of the leaf blade off.
Cutting your grass shorter encourages root growth for a lush, healthy lawn come spring. Add a fall fertilizer blend as well. If you've already shut down your watering system, add that fertilizer when rain is in the forecast.
You want it to be, you want to have a higher level of phosphorus. You need it because that'll help the grass generate more rooting. So there's 3 numbers, it's the middle number.
Your next fall job, those perennials, they worked hard for you all summer long, so treat them to a little cleanup.
Kind of get things tidied up. Your perennials are dying back, cut back the dead foliage, get them into a condition to where throughout the winter they're going to be okay.
Getting rid of dead growth protects plants from rot, and grasses look a whole lot fresher after a comb out with a rake. Our final task is simple and colorful. Consider it your reward for doing those other fall jobs.
Plant your bulbs.
Use Paul's trick so you don't forget.
Well, I always plant my bulbs at the same time I put my Christmas lights up at my house.
So with bulbs in the ground, a well-groomed lawn, tidied up perennials, and an aired-out irrigation system, we gardeners, we can finally relax and enjoy autumn until winter brings a new set of chores. Okay, we have one more chore.
That's right. You got to get it done before the rainy season.
I don't know how I get so lucky. There's finally a break in the weather, and then Ciscoe wants me to come over and shovel the muck out of his storm drain. So we obviously see, with all the rain we've been having lately, flash flooding, urban flooding is a real problem, particularly with all these leaves. Look at this.
Yeah, and
it
you
doesn't
see
take
this.
much.
You see this everywhere you go,
Right,
Meeghan. You know,
right.
everybody's got these problems, and right now we're getting a break. But you know, big rain's coming.
Now, are you going to mulch any of this, or what are you going to do with
That's
these?
a great question. You know what? I never mulch. I don't use leaves that are in the street for mulch, nor do I
gross.
compost them. You know why? Because
All
they
the
could
oil.
have a lot of oil and things on.
I was seeing it kind of swirl around in the water. As I did
and you know,
that,
if you
so-
send it out to the Clean Green, no problem. And you know, the Clean Green guys, they know how to really compost it. They get rid of all that oil and everything, so there's nothing to worry about.
So what happens if we were a little late on this and this drain was already plugged up?
I think I'd be giving the city a little call.
And say, come help out
Come
on
help
that?
us,
'Cause
yeah.
there's already some leaves and stuff in there.
Yeah, they
And
get
if
in
you-
there.
If you don't maintain it, it'll plug it up really quickly.
Plugs it up, and then you end up with a lake. And I've seen it happen out here. This is actually a neighbor's garden that I'm helping out today.
Who's helping out today?
Hey, you know what, Meeghan? The
What?
city has an adopt a drain program.
And what does that mean?
You can actually borrow equipment to do it in case you don't have a good broom like this one.
Or a good buddy like this
Or
one
a
to
good
come do
buddy
it
to
to
come
you?
over and help you do it, yeah.
We are still in just the infancy of our rainy season, and
Yeah,
the
oh
leaves
boy.
will come down, but you've got to keep them clear because we're going to get some of that flash flooding, and it happens every year, and then we have accidents and problems and flooding, and it's the Northwest.
Yeah,
so.
and every leaf hasn't fallen off every tree, but if you come out and do it occasionally, it makes your garden look a lot nicer too.
Don't compost them because you may have some car oils and stuff
Yeah,
like that and
that's
all
right.
that debris in there.
Don't use them for mulch, whatever you do.
But go ahead and get rid of them. You know what? That took us all of about 5 minutes.
Well,
So
there's-
really.
we haven't got to my house yet, Meeghan. Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from Bartholomew Winery, where Bart Fawbush is going to let us taste wine right out of the barrel. It's not quite aged yet.
This is brand new wine. This was just finished fermenting about a week ago.
Oh,
Just put it in the barrel here for you.
Astrovia. Wow.
But you can tell almost the body of the wine, the structure as it starts to build. That's great. Well, normally, obviously, Bart, you would agree, you don't pair a nice meal with unfinished wine. That just wouldn't be good. But today we are kind of. We're going to step into the kitchen where Lynn V is whipping up something special for the holidays. So this does look like a holiday meal, but actually the leftovers.
And very well said. Yes, it was at one time a holiday meal.
Right.
Yeah, and so there's so many things you can do with all the things that are left over from Thanksgiving dinner, but some of them tend to be a little bit unhealthy. I
Yeah.
decided we wanted to be.
Or how many turkey sandwiches can you really
exactly.
eat? I mean, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we got going?
So we're going to make some fabulous soup.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, and you and your fabulous stock.
I love stock.
I know
so,
you do.
took the whole carcass of the
Yeah.
turkey, crushed it all up, added some fresh vegetables to that, and just simmered it down. We've got a great recipe for that on our soup.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
so now we're going to start our soup with a little bit of what we call mirepoix, which is just some onions, carrots, and celery.
Mirepoix. I'm liking that.
Yeah.
Well, it looks
so
good.
you're going to go ahead and throw that
Throw it
into
in?
the pan.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to start to sweat that down a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll give that a few minutes. And I'll tell you what, while we're doing that, let's go ahead and add the herbs.
Okay.
So this is, guess what? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Oh, yum.
Scarborough Fair herbs.
Smells so good. Down, what's next?
All right, so next we're going to add our stock to this, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what I did was I just sort of said, okay, this is everything I have left on my holiday table. It's going into the pot, all right?
Nice.
So we talked about the stock. We'll pour that in. Yeah, watch
Step back just a little bit.
I'll try not to burn you there.
Whoa, look at that.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, already that's smelling great.
Yeah, it is.
And then we're going to put some fresh greens in there. This is where
Okay.
we start to build
Kale?
up the flavors. Yep. This is some dinosaur kale. Go ahead and put all of that in there. Green. The key with greens is when you think you've added too much, add
Add a
more.
little bit more. Oh my gosh, look at the color change. That is so beautiful.
Excellent. And then all of our shredded turkey meat.
Yum.
Can use all dark or white or whatever you like.
Or a mixture of
Or
the
a
two.
mixture of the two.
Sure.
And then you know what? You could just run with it like this. Maybe
Right.
put some root vegetables in it.
And then it's super duper healthy.
Yes, exactly. But I like to make it a little bit on
course
the
you do.
creamy side, So we've got some leftover mashed potatoes.
You've got to be kidding
No,
me.
I'm not
In
kidding.
soup?
Yes. I mean, think of it like as a vichyssoise, which is a
Because
potato
I always
soup
think of vichyssoise.
with turkey in it.
you
You
go.
are such a troublemaker.
I'm sorry, vichyssoise. And what was the other word you threw at me? I love this.
I don't remember. And then while we're at it, there's actually some leftover gravy over there too, which is made from turkey stock, right?
Yeah.
So give it a little bit more body and personality.
Oh, so you're turning this into gourmet, my dear.
So the key
Wow.
here is to, utilize what you've got left
Sure.
over, to sort of circulate the love, right? But also add a few fresh things too.
I can't believe how that all just like melted
Isn't
away.
that beautiful?
It doesn't
Okay.
even look thick.
So we'll let that come to a little bit of a simmer, and
Okay.
then I've got another little secret for you too when we serve it up.
That looks like it's thickening up pretty good.
It smells so good.
It does, doesn't it?
Okay,
It's
so,
beautiful.
yeah, and we let that simmer for a few minutes just to
Okay.
kind of meld the flavors.
Okay.
So next step, I have to show you. I even used the stuffing.
Oh my God, little
Yeah.
stuffing bowls.
Little dumplings,
Dumplings, stuffing
is what
balls.
she meant to say. Yeah. So I just bound them
Wow.
with a little bit of egg and I baked them.
Oh my God.
And then if you will do me the honors, my dear, just put like 3 in
Okay.
each of those bowls because as we know in art and in culinary.
It's all odd
It's
numbers.
All odd numbers. Let me grab this from you.
In which case, I think it really should have 5, but that's okay.
Well, you can do. Can you eat 5?
Sure, why not?
5.
There you go.
Okay. There you go. All right, coming across.
They just look so good.
Okay, and so you put those nice little
my
dumplings in there, and
gosh.
then you put the hot soup over the top.
Look at that.
Kind of gently poaches them. Oh, that looks like enough. And then I'm all about a little cranberry sauce on mine.
Oh,
May
that
I
is
offer you?
awesome. Yes, please. Ugh,
Ugh, that just smells
my
like
mother
heaven.
makes the best homemade cranberries. I can just taste
There
it
you
on there
go.
right now.
See? I
Little
love it.
parsley?
Sure.
Is that what we're doing that for? Just because we can?
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Parsley is an underrated herb.
Oh, I love parsley. Oh, guten appetit on this one. You know what? I'm thinking you serve this for Thanksgiving. Break with tradition.
what you're thinking.
I know. This is awesome.
Thank you. Well, happy holidays.
And you too.
Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from Bartholomew Winery. We missed the crush.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, Bart told me it happened in October.
Yeah.
But now those grapes are right here where they'll age for 2 years before they go into these cool bottles.
I just kind of like this right here. Do we have to wait, really? Well, right now it's time for our plant pick. Ciscoe here introduced me to something that looks like an ivy. Well, it's even related to an ivy, but I got to tell you, it has much better manners. So we're looking for a unique solution for this arbor trellis bench thing we have going on. And I love this. This is evergreen.
Yeah.
You say it's a cross between an ivy and a, what the heck is a
fatsia.
fatsia? I thought you were talking to me, dude.
No,
Who you calling fat?
I'm innocent.
What is a fatsia?
A fatsia is this really neat plant that loves full shade with big tropical leaves.
Oh, so it is kind of a cross between that.
it is,
So
and it's really neat.
I'll get a hole going here. So
All right.
tell me what the idea is with this.
Well, this is a plant that it doesn't put out clingers, but it'll actually weave around whatever you plant it on. So if we can weave this in, it'll grow up there, it'll be evergreen, and it's got that great texture. And then we'll be able to plant in the spring a beautiful clematis, which will match with this magnificent. All right, so I think we're going to want to put the long one in close.
Okay.
All right, now it's going to be a little tricky trying to weave that in there. I wonder if, we can pull that stake out.
Okay.
Okay, and
So
this
I
is-
wonder if we can do this without hurting him.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking, Meeghan?
What?
I'll pick them up,
Okay.
and that way we won't have to bend them so much.
Okay, so we'll wind him through.
Yeah.
And then
Hey, this is working better than I hoped it would. All right, now there's where he's going to be.
I love it. And you know what I love? I love the fact that I'm going to get a scarlet or a deep purple or some kind of clematis thing winding its way through there.
Yeah, this is going to be just magnificent, Meeghan.
Okay, nice idea. A cross between a fatsia and an ivy, and its name
Yep.
again is
It's called Fatshedera.
Fatshedera. It's just not nice to this plant, those names. I hate to
No,
tell
it's
you.
not very nice.
Fatshedera.
Okay, if you missed it, that plant is called a Fatshedera, common name tree ivy.
Who are you calling a fathead? We've moved into the tasting room here at Bartholomew Winery, and Bart, the winemaker, is going to give us a little sample of some of your fine wines.
Absolutely.
What are we pouring?
How about a little Tempranillo today?
Tempranillo. Interesting
That's
names.
the one we tasted in the barrel in there.
So you've been producing wine since 2007. Produces about 800 cases a year. So Bart, if someone were to want to try and open a winery and say, hey, that sounds like fun, what would you tell them?
It takes a lot of work. There's a lot of planning involved. And just be ready to be busy 7 days a week.
Work.
a lot of work.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I tell you what, if you want to come check out an urban winery, head on down to the Rainier Brewing Company, you know, the old one where they're producing this fine wine. Bart, thank you so much for having us today. And we do have a parting gift for Bart because we've had such a great time here. Here you go, my friend. Drink it in good health. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Bart. Hey, everybody, get that gardener in your life a great local wine. By the way, I'm in your life, aren't I, Meeghan?
Yeah, right. All of a sudden, I just want to go rain here. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
This is yummy. I like it.